Notice, this story is based on a real life, however, the characters are fictional. There is mentions to real products and brands, such as Mercedes, Porsche, Honda, but it is a fictional story. This story was modified from the original to be funnier. Places in story are not based on real places either. Warning, contains mild cussing, the stronger cusses are censored. 14 plus is recommended. One day, in Levanston District Hospital, a baby was born at 11:57 p.m., in a large, comfy bed. Some babies are nice, some are whiners, some are gifted. But I, Jacob Larowski, was one at $%ing annoying baby. The moment I got up, I started being really on my crappiest behavior that my new mind knew. I started kicking and punching everyone's ass and crying like hell. Damn, everyone was so delighted when I left that hospital. As a toddler, I was still annoying, but, of course, I also had a girlfriend. Every time my mom would turn on Dora the Explorer, I would go crazy and say, "Dora, Dora, Dora?" Then my mom comes in. Jake, what are you doing?" my mother asks. "Dora? Dora, Dora, Dora?" I continued. My mom had the "what weird crap is happening to my son" face and left. The next day, my mom was finding me a show to watch, so she turned on Diego. Of course, my reaction was this: no. No. Dora, Dora. What a weird kid I was. Well, my life continued and continued, and adventure after adventure, until I went to daycare. I went to this place called Children's Island. It was owned by two literally ladies, Svetlana and Susa, whose teaching license was taken away because they were abusing children. After I found out about this from my mom a few months after, yes, I somehow found out and overheard this, I was starting to think. Seriously, Mom? Why the hell did you send me here if you knew she was a child-ass spanker? Okay, so my first few days were okay. Then a new girl came, Rachel. Damn, I liked her right away. She was pretty. So I kept annoying her during recess. I liked to be a cop during recess. I do know why. Now I hate cops, so I kept pulling over her all over the place. Her face was like, "Please, at $%ing save me. Please." Well, that's how I got punishment every second day. I also had this friend, Landon, who was sorta of a more troublemaker than I was. He would visit the principal's, or more like director's office often. And believe me, it's worse than you think. After Landon came back from the office, he kept complaining. "Svetlana is such an idiotic b at $h. My ass is all sore now. You know why? Because she spanked my ass 5 times. I at $%ing hate her." Landon, actually, wasn't such a troublemaker. You see, he just liked to have some fun during class. Yet his ass got spanked often. So that's why, thanks to Landon's stories, everyone was quiet and well-behaved in my class. Then sooner or later, I had to leave for the day after playing with some of my friends, because my mom's Infiniti FX pulled up on the lot. Then we would go somewhere, because I left earlier than all the kids, 12 p.m. compared to 6 p.m., so I would yell in my head, "See you suckers." And we would go off to the zoo or to our house in Lincoln Park, Chicago. I was lucky my mom didn't work at the time. So I kept going to the daycare in Moose Grove, and I had friends over there, and I had a hell ton of fun, until this jackass whose name was Mark. In my little kid eyes, he stole my girlfriend. I hated that guy for the rest of the year. Then, I had to go into first grade. Okay, on the first year, I felt like I was with a bunch of retards. I was sitting with a couple of classmates at my table, and we were building stuff out of clay or something like that, I don't remember. She asked us what ours looked like. My response was that it looked like a pumpkin. It did though. She said, "You called me a punk." I was like, "Of course not. I said pumpkin. However, all the other kids believed her, because I was new. All of them knew each other from kindergarten. So our crappy teacher, Mrs. McMillie, came up and separated me, and wouldn't listen to me and my explanation. What a $$% retard. There was another retard there, whose name was Will. If he caught me in line, and I would tell on him, then Mrs. McMillie wouldn't take a sheet. But if Will would tell on me, that's another story. I would get a yellow card, which equals like 5 minutes off of recess, and I would go to the back of the line. My face literally was saying, at $% you. Then we had snack. My mom gave me some organic, 90% cocoa chocolate and a banana. All the kids were like, you know chocolate is unhealthy for you, right? It's gonna make your teeth black. But it's organic. Black teeth? You in real, that was a bad comeback, but what I wanted to say was, I wouldn't be trucking for tosses. But of course, I would get a $% red card for that. I was miserable for the day, because man, what a crappy day. Finally, my mom's Infiniti FX pulled up and I was delighted to leave. At least, to celebrate my first day, we went to Mitsuwa, which was right there in Rolling Grove. It was an Asian jewel Osco, whatever you want to call it. They had a restaurant that I really like. It was called Mama House. Some kids there, American kids, Asian kids are too calm to say something like that, call it Yo Mama House. I never really got that joke. I liked the food, and it was great over there. The next few months of school were more fun, better stuff, more fun recesses. I got some friends. Some kids were mean and stupid, swearing all the time about others they did not like. Some were open and friendly. Of course, everywhere it is the same. Sooner or later I went to second grade. We had this young teacher, Miss Trey, who had no control of the class whatsoever. I mean, no one would listen to her. She lost her voice a couple of times and was saying, "Oh crap," behind her breath when we were all disobeying and talking as loud as hell. Anyway, we had a more fun PE class, and all the games were fun. We played dodgeball, Smurf tag, and some other fun games. Everyone agreed it was the best time in the school. We started learning football and kickball, so yeah. Then, later, we came to the dealership, and had to give our Infiniti away, and got a new car. My dad didn't like the Infiniti much, because he would be like, why did we spend $35,000 on this car when for that money would get a used Porsche? My dad used to have a Porsche Carrera, he was driving it around a lot. Well, sports cars did not result well for him. Please don't ask why. He doesn't drive anymore though. So the car is technically for my mom. So we ended up buying a used Mercedes-Benz E, and that's that. It was only like 2 or 3 years old, so it was still pretty expensive and not too old. Everybody went on that one. I like the back seat a lot. I told my mom, when we sell this car, could I keep the back seat? I mean, ASAT. $$G lot. Oops. Did I really just say that? A lot of oops. Whoops. My bad. Okay then. So the next day at school, it was good. Not for other though. So all of us were gathering next to this bush next to the place where the janitors threw out the garbage. And managed the light/cars. Then one guy, Malviano. Or Santino. I don't remember his name. Why the $% am I supposed to remember? Okay, anyway, so this guy was being pretty mean to this other kid during a game of Foursquare, and the kid got pretty $% angry. So they were arguing about an unfair play. Well the $% idiot hit it like 2 feet outside the square, dumbasses. The kid was strong and stayed in. The Shawl, who was starting the riot, started pushing him off and saying, "Security. Security." A perfect example of $% retardness in America. The kid was